Alright folks, welcome to the latest episode of MRAC Angle Chronicles. This week, if last week I have, as I've mentioned, I've covered all the soft plastic that I've used. I don't use much soft plastic. I hope the previous episode has been quite useful for you. But I'm glad I'm done with all the soft plastics, because now this episode I'm going to talk about my first hard plastic, or my hard lure that is in my arsenal, that has caught me one fish at least. Alright, now before I proceed, I just want to share with you, I'm not new to fishing. I've been fishing since I was in secondary school. Since I was in secondary school. So, but most of the time, I'm a bait kind of. I'm a baiter. I bait sea fish. I bait fishes in the sea. You know, like those kind of like people who just on a weekend just go and throw prawn or squid in the sea and hoping to get something out of it lah. And that continued quite for some time until recently lah, in 2016. So during those time, I've been to tackle shops and stuff. Then I have bought like lures and things like that lah. But I don't really use them because I don't really know how to use it. I used to think that lures are like, it doesn't make sense, you know. So I did over time. I did buy some lures, but I don't really use it. So when I started luring again, these are the lures that I have been accumulating, but I have not used for years. And I started off with those lures. So I take a look at all my tackle collections, and then I took out all these lures that I found that I have bought like many years ago. So as a result, I have a collection of like old lures that's hard to come by nowadays. So that's how I started. When I started luring, those are those old lures make up some of my arsenal lah. And one of them is the one that I'm gonna talk to you about today. Is one of those old lures that I don't think it's in production now. I've been trying to find it on the internet. Only some shops in Australia has them. Even the original company does not list them as one of their products anymore. And that lure is the Berkley Frenzy FS6-S. FS6-S, yeah. Berkley Frenzy, this is the lure. So let's go into the detail without taking too much time, because I realize I talk a lot and my videos start to get longer and longer, and also because it's 3:57 AM in the morning. I'm still awake, so catch up with you on the close-ups. Alright folks, welcome back. This is the lure that I was talking about. As you can see, it's quite beaten up. Basically because it's an old lure. Yeah, so there used to be written here Frenzy FS6-S. It's basically, the other name for it, if I'm not mistaken, is Berkley Frenzy Minnow. Alright. Yeah, but this is the old model. It has a rattle inside. Okay, and then it has the texture. It has a texture of scales of a fish. Two-tone, the one that I have. This is the only one that of this. The only one of this lure that I have is two-tone and some holographic eye. But if you look at the bill here, it's quite unique. It's a square bill, almost a square bill. Huh? It doesn't dive as much. It dives from 0 to 3 feet into the so what happens is when you pull the lure inside, it will dive, it will wiggle and dive, and then when you pause, it will slowly float. Okay, it will slowly float. Yeah, so yeah, it's good for shallow water lah. And I use this, the only time that I caught a fish with this lure is at Lewis Little Reservoir. That's another story that I'm going to tell you about later. Okay, first let's check out the weight. What's the weight of this lure? Okay, right, I've got my weighing scale, so let's weigh this lure. See how much does it weigh. So a little over 5.5 grams. Oh, sorry. So it's a little over 5.5 grams. Oh, it's 5.5 grams. I think plus the weight of the hooks and the cover, yeah, it weighs around 5.5 grams. So it's a pretty light setup. Thank you, weighing scale. Let's get this out. Right, so we got the weight already. It's about 5.5 grams. I think it will definitely fall into the finesse category if you consider finesse is for any lures that is below 8 grams, below 7 or 8. This is definitely well below that. Yep. And check out the length. So from the tip, it's like around 7 cm, 6.5. Yep, 6.5 cm. But of course, if you don't count the bill, it's basically 6 centimeters. Around 6 centimeters. No, 6 centimeters, 5.5. 5.5 grams. Quite small, though. How do you work this? Yeah, basically same lah. Slow retrieve. If you slow retrieve, it will dive in the water and then it will wiggle with that. I don't know if you can hear it. You can hear that ball bearing. There are ball bearings inside. I think one over here, if you can look through, it's quite semi-transparent. Over here there's a ball bearing. I think there's a ball bearing here also inside the chamber. So when it will wiggle with that ball bearing, wiggle, and you can see what's attractive about this lure is that when you wiggle, it changes color in the water. White, purple. So in the water, you can imagine that it's like a blinking light. Can you see that? So two-tone, that's the magic of a two-tone lure. Highly effective at night. In fact, when I'm going to relate to you a story when how did I catch my one and only fish with this lure, and it turns out to be my personal best, my first personal best, pickup best. Okay, other than slow retrieve, you can the other way that I like to use the other way I like to retrieve lures like this is like a jerkbait. It will like haphazard. That's one of my favorite ways of retrieving lures like this. Pause, then slowly it floats up. Pause. Yep. So the pause is always important because that's when the fish usually take your lure. Right? Yeah, quite simple, straightforward, nothing much to talk about. What size hooks do I use on this? I change it to, I'm using owner size 8 if I'm not mistaken. If it's not size 8, it's size 10. I think it's size 8 or maybe it's size 10, yeah, could be size 10, can't remember. Cause this lure I have retired it already, I don't use it anymore. It is on my Hall of Fame because it has caught me my personal best fish. Alright, so anything else? Nothing else, I think. So how you tie this, basically simple. There's a ring here. You just clip it to your clip. Yeah, what I do, my setup is like this. I always have main line to my leader using FG knot, but usually, okay, knots is something else that we can talk about. You can use any knot that attaches braid to leader. I use, most of the time I use fluorocarbon. Yeah, then on the end of that leader I have a clip, so I clip it to this, and then you're good to go. And of course, don't forget to remove these covers if you have them, right, before you throw it into the water. So imagine this, you're quite effective. Look at this, the color. Again, yeah. So in dark water, or at night, or using 30, I think it's more effective at night because the fish that I caught was at night. Okay, back to the main camera. I'm gonna talk to you about the fish that I caught with this lure. Alright, welcome back to the big camera. Right, so this is the Berkley Frenzy FS6-S Minnow. This color is called a purple shad. It comes in 8 different colors, but I only have one. I'm not sure what are the other colors. Let me check. Okay, they have the Ayu, Rainbow Trout, Chrome Clown, Purple Tiger, Silver Shiner, Racy Shad, Perch. This is called Purple Shad. Yeah, Purple Shad. Okay, so as I mentioned, I've caught at least one fish with every lure that I talk about in this episode. So this lure actually caught me my first personal best pickup bass. It was on the 5th of January 2017. I was fishing and then close to ice creaming, zero fighting, close to zero fighting that day. At 6:45, I've been fishing at the MRT line, Lewis Reservoir, and I saw this breeding pair of pickup bass swimming in between the weeds, the hydrillas. So I've been throwing my lure at it, almost all of my lures at it, including this one initially, but refused to bite. So I was like, the whole session I was like concentrating on that pair, but it refused to bite. So I decided maybe I should move on. But the reason I didn't move on is because I was afraid somebody else will come and catch it. But after spending so long over there, fish refused to bite, I decided to move on. So I move on to the next spot along the MRT line. There was this uncle beside me. I've seen him casting non-stop at this spot, casting for a long time. And then finally at 6:45, 6:50 like that, he managed to land one 6 kilo toman. 6 kilo toman, right beside me. And I was like, wow, this uncle's persistent paid off. So after he released the fish and all, he told me don't give up, just keep casting, the fish will definitely bite eventually. So upon hearing his advice, I was like renewed with vigor to try again at that spot. And remember, this is like 6:50, 6:55. It's almost like 7 o'clock. The sun has set. People start going back already, including that uncle. After he caught the toman, he chow already. So I went to the spot again. Don't see that breeding pair anymore because it's very dark. It's even past last light, so I can't see much. So there was these 2 bodies of hydrilla in front of me, and then there's a gap in between them, straight for like maybe for 4 or 5 meter. You can cast without getting entangled with the hydrolase. So for the next 19-20 minutes, I keep casting at that straight line. I know that the breeding pair is somewhere around there. I can't see them by now because it's getting dark. So I just keep casting straight, retrieve, slow retrieve. I never, if I remember correctly, I didn't jerk it. I just slow retrieve it. Straight, slow retrieve for 20 minutes, and then the 20th minute, I think 7:20, 7:20, one fish struck this lure, and soon after I feel the jerk on my rod, the fish jumped into the air, and I know that I caught a fish. So fight went on. After the fish got tired, I put it to the side, and then when I try to lip grip the fish, I can barely like hold my hand steady, because you know when you fight, when you know you've been fighting a good fish, you're always left with your knees shaking and your hands shaking. That's how I felt. Imagine, like, I've never caught a big fish, big peacock bass before, and this is my first time. So I was like very nervous, and when I really finally lip grip the fish and lift it up, I realized it's huge. So I put it on the side, on the grass patch, and then I tried to take a picture of it. Didn't turn out well because it's quite dark. So in the end, I decided I need to actually enhance the picture, make it bright digitally, because when I took that picture, the original picture, it's very dark. It's basically night time. 7:20 I caught that fish. It's way past last light. So, and when I turned around, I was hoping that somebody is still around to help me take a picture of the fish with me, but sadly there was no one around. Everybody had gone off. It's 7 o'clock, 7:20. Nobody stays around to catch that long, to lure for fish that long. Yeah, so but I did manage to catch a fish, 1.965 kilo. That fish, my first personal best ever. With this tiny lure. I remember when I came back to that spot, it's already dark. So I was thinking, I remembered somebody was telling me at night always use a two-tone lure. A two-tone lure because the fish can detect the contrast between the two colors of your lure better at night. So when I was looking at my lure box, this is the only two-tone lure that I have. The two-tone, you see, white and purplish black. So when it wiggle in the water, when you slow retrieve it, it acts like a flashlight, like a blinking white light. So this is what I chose, and yeah, managed to catch that fish, and that it remains to be the first and only fish I caught with this lure. Ever since that day, I retired it already. I retired it because I know this lure is hard to come by. I don't wish to lose it anymore, so I keep it at home. I never fish with it anymore. So yeah, so that's the story with this lure, Berkley Frenzy. If you guys can find it, leave me a comment in the comment section. Let me know where I can buy a duplicate of this. In Singapore, Berkley Frenzy. Right, so with that said, this is the first hard lure that I talk about in this episode. Till then, always ensure your safety when you're fishing. Wear your face sleeve. And also keep fishing and peel track, bros. Take care. Till the next episode. See ya.